Okay. Huh? Oh, wow.
Have you ever thought maybe there's another way to escape server blight without just killing yourself out of bounds? We know Alt F4 doesn't work, as the author stated. Joni was able to leave because the creature let him, making it be able to follow. But there's an intriguing alternative, using energy weapons like the Cow Mangler. When they kill, there's no body, just a blackened husk that vanishes into ash. No corpse, no trace. If the blight can't latch onto anything, maybe that's the loophole. But wait, have you ever thought maybe there's an... So, in the Scratched universe, there's an alien virus called the Distortion. Basically, get flashed by a walker robot and it's over. You're just a drone for a hive mind now. Until now, it's incurable. The only person to not be affected by this is Heavy Guy for now. The walkers are spider-shaped robots, with orange lieutenant ones that can turn infecteds into something way worse. Now, above all of that is Virus, a plague doctor-looking medic who willingly works with the aliens and was even gifted his own powers in Stand, being the one responsible for sniffers. Then, episode 6 dropped 3 more. CBS, a machete sniper, the Gentleman, a freakishly tall Slenderman-looking spy, and finally the Commander, the actual leader of the entire invasion. So, in the Scratched universe, there's an alien virus called the Distortion. Imagine you're just playing the game, but it turns out you're inside an analog horror. This is They Never Logged Out. It's said to be something other than a virus, but no one knows that. It seems like this thing ensures players can't leave, causing them to rot and go insane inside the server. Interestingly, these entities seem to retain their original purpose, playing to only attack the opposite team. This might seem similar to Don't Join Team Red, but the difference is that They Never Logged Out ties heavily into real-world horror themes, while DJTR creates its own universe. Truly inspiring TF2 horrors. Imagine you're just playing the game, but it turns out you're in... If you love TF2 Gibbs, then you'll love The Gift, a new horror series by Serki. In part 1, we follow a blue scout in Foundry with an unnatural sky moving. He proceeds to investigate someone screaming, and it's coming out of a giant cauldron. We get our first glimpse of the Gibbed. It's impaled on a hook, moving slowly. After running away, he encountered another one, but this time the hook let the Gibbs move on its own. In the end, we can see the same Gibbed floating, guided by its hook. In part 2, it starts off with a normal TF2 match, but with Gibbs scattered around. The sky goes gray again. I can feel everything. Metal beams comes out of every Gibbs, trying to reassemble itself. Then a menacing hook comes down from the skies to impale and roam the Gibbs. If you love TF2 Gibbs, then you'll love The Gift, a new horror series. Did you know that the scout who killed Bind, along with Brett Olfen before the server turns into a Blightfest, is shown again at the last minute of the video? While Chaos took over, he was actually listening, staying hidden, and picking up every warning Dixalot gave. In the end, he rushes to spawn, switches to Soldier, and followed the instruction to escape safely, proving that even in a world of fiction horror, some players stay sharp, adapt, and survive. Showing the immersion that server blight isn't just about fear, it's about those who find a way out. But wait, did you know that the scout who killed Bind, along with Brett Olfen before... Imagine you're AFK and server blight invades your server. Well, server blight is known for assimilating players by making physical contact with their in-game avatars, trapping their consciousness within the game. Your idle character is probably soulless if you're away from your keyboard. The most likely outcome, in my opinion, is that the blight would probably wait until you're near your monitor so it can pull you in. Getting disconnected? It is another possibility, because every time a blight enters a server, people can't disconnect because their consciousness is pulled in, and their avatar has to be out of bounds. Maybe if a consciousness isn't detected, the game would crash. Imagine you're AFK and server blight invades your server. Lock-in Medic is not your usual normal TF2 freak. Created by Citrave, he's a deformed medic who believes everyone must lock in, not focus, but submit. His main power is a strange infection where repeating can turn others into his followers. Lock-in Medic is very strong, can teleport, open portals, and move between universes, making it almost impossible to trap him. Each chance to other freaks. He's always present at every Citrave Server Blight vs. Freaks series. We all thought at first that this series was about fighting Server Blight. Turns out there's a bigger problem lurking, and it's destroying every universe that we know of. Even Dell from Don't Join Team Red are recruiting icons just to fight him. Lock-in Medic is not your usual normal TF2 freak. Created by Citrave, he's a deformed medic who believes... What if Server Blight faced the TF2 freaks? It's tricky. Server Blight exists in the context of real life, feeding on player souls. But freaks like Painus Cupcake, Vagineer, and others exist in their own universe, with quirky powers and no real players to infect. In their world, they destroy Server Blight. But in Server Blight's world, community servers mods will probably still exist, including VSH mode, where freaks are player controlled. So really, it all depends on who's playing, and where. What if server blight fate? You see this thing? This is Pootis bird, a freak species created by Dr. Face. They look exactly like normal heavies, but just act completely like birds, flapping their arms to fly, pecking at the ground and saying poot, like it's a chirp. They shoot a minigun from their ass when threatened, which is more of a defense mechanism than actual aggression, since they're not really evil, just animals. They eat pretty much anything, but really prefer fresh raw meat, and yeah, that includes people. They are very much tameable, but if you hurt just one of them, be prepared. They're not smart either. You can actually kill one by jamming its minigun and tricking it into fire. And there's also a mature version called the poot bird, which is way more hostile. You see this thing? This is Pootis bird, a freak species created by Dr. Face. They look exactly like normal heavies, but just act completely like birds, flapping their arms to fly, pecking at the ground and saying poot, like it's a chirp. They shoot a minigun from their ass when threatened, which is more of a defense mechanism than actual aggression, since they're not really evil, just animals. They eat pretty much anything, but really prefer fresh raw meat, and yeah, that includes people. They are very much tameable, but if you hurt just one of them, be prepared. They're not smart either. You can actually kill one by jamming its minigun and tricking it into fire. And there's also a mature version called Don't Join Team Red has a lot of still frame details, so here it is. First one is Soldier, as he takes his own life. Then Scout, who barely appears, is thanking Engie for killing him. Medic has a lot of moments where his eyes are flickering, a hint that he was a clone. While Medic tried to heal Demoman, his left eye glowed for a second, possibly a nod to tf2 lore, potentially allowing his cursed eye to sense something off. Spy suffers a tragic death cursing Engie, while Engie grieves his mistake. Finally, the clones, who once expressed their suffering, are now shifting their tone to threats. Don't Join Team Red has so the creator of Don't Join Team Red released a server blight video called Mirror. In the opening, the MC mentioned casual, meaning at first there's no admins. After using the Eureka, he seemingly gets teleported onto a different server, a server with admins, or so he thought. We get a glimpse of it, but his POV is changed, making sure he'll go deeper. When meeting a familiar face, there's already something off. He's left-handed. He starts to copy everything, but fails in getting a Eureka, probably because tf2 give commands doesn't provide a Eureka. The Blights seem to really want the Eureka, either for their purpose or to disarm the MC from using it. Even the Blights are chatting on their own. Right at the end, the MC is left-handed. So the creator of Don't Join Team Red released a server blight video called In Server Blight Awareness. Spoiler alert. The camera mostly focuses on the trio, but there's a lot happening around the server that can go unnoticed. For example, 2 lesser seen players are confirmed to have killed one of the Blight's minions. First is Attic. He says, "What the f," right before the kill feed pops up. Clearly, he saw something he wasn't supposed to. Second is Rigor Mortis, who, from the start of the video, keeps going on about becoming a good sniper, even after Sigismund joins. The Blight seems to have kept that in mind and used it against him, luring him away from the balcony by sending in a minion for him to kill. And just like that, his proud little yay goes down with him. In Server Blight Awareness, spoiler alert, the camera mostly focuses on the trio, but there's a lot happening around the server.
Server Blight. Awesome. You played in Server Blight, bro?
That can go unnoticed. For example, 2 lesser seen players are confirmed to have killed one of the Blight's minions. First is Attic. He says, "What the f," right before the kill feed pops up. Clearly, he saw something he wasn't supposed to. Second is Rigor Mortis, who, from the start of the video, keeps going on about becoming a good sniper, even after Sigismund joins. The Blight seems to have kept that in mind and used it against him, luring him away from the balcony by sending in a minion for him to kill. And just like that, his proud little yay goes down with him. In Server Blight Awareness, this is a gardener, just not your average gardener, created by Costa Moinen. He's a red heavy who really loves plants. Like, genuinely, he spends his days tending to his garden and is completely peaceful and friendly unless you mess with his plants. A blue spy once dropped a cigarette on one and got 10,000 hits per second for it. And also, he seems to be the same heavy from the no smoking video. He has a little companion called Tiny Engie, basically a toddler engineer he treats like his own son. But he's not just your cool uncle, he's also a superhuman, being able to keep up with a literal buff machine engineer. Well, at least for a while. He seems to have super strength and the ability to summon his shovel like it's the goddamn Mjolnir. This is a gardener, just not your average gardener. Epic Scout, aka Bryce, is a blue scout known for his epicness, created by the legendary Crash Mall. He used to be a normal scout until a red spy decided to kill him awfully instead of a straight headshot, but that backfired as a rum and bonk substances get mixed in the 2 holes. After that, he can move significantly faster, dodge bullets, jump high, and hit enemies so hard they... Personality-wise, he is fearless and aggressive, but still caring to his own teammates. However, despite all this power, his body is still fragile, as shown between the fight of him with Rabbit Heavy plus the Tamer If it's a 1v1, he would have won. The last appearance of him was in Like White on Spy, where an agency is planning a revenge for the death of Agent 35, which is that red spy. Epic Scout, aka Bryce, this is just a friendly scout, but don't let the name fool you. Created by Abo Abdulable. He started as just an abused red scout who liked decorating his territory with green smiley face balloons. Nothing sinister. Until a soldier got mad because he wasn't fighting and popped some balloons. He got brutalized and had a smile carved into his face for it. Then he got kidnapped by an engineer and used as a lab rat for some mysterious green substance that was supposed to turn people into mindless minions. It backfired. Now he can teleport, hypnotize people, raise his dead victims as grinning ghouls, carve people, and mark even more territory with his greenness. His only weakness is anyone strong enough to resist him, becoming a lunch for Puda's birds. This is just a friendly scout, but don't let the name fool you. Created by Abo Abt, Rappy and Demo is one of the most memorable duos. They started in 2011, with their last video in 2014, all created by Dr. Face.
Yes, one of the people behind the damn glove tap.
Rappy is a small red raptor who can only say, while the Demo is just a normal demo man. Demo rides on his back, and together they're a chaotic but inseparable duo. Rappy is much stronger and smarter than he looks, able to think of a plan before acting. His hat, the Carouser's Capitan, is what gives him his power. If it's taken off, he loses his strength and even his consciousness. Rappy is also responsible for the creation of Ninja Spy, which later leads to their biggest treasure hunt. But even before that, they had already been through plenty of adventures. Rappy and Demo is one of the... In Server Blight Nox, from the opening, we're never shown another red member besides the free-to-play medic, though there's a presumably red sniper yelling for help from the battlements. Chicken on a Raft picks up the intelligence...
Chicken on a raft, bruh.
Asks where everyone is, but his name never shows up when the blights disconnect, leading to our medic getting assimilated and spamming the SOS Morse code, psychologically torturing Pyro Gaming afterward. Other smaller details. Since medic is new and limited, his character consistently stays that way, mouthing, "What was that?" without producing sound, still clutching his syringes while Pyro Gaming is dying inside. At the end, the camera pans to the exit sign. The only way to escape is to go out. In Server Blight Nox, from the opening, we're never shown another... Do you know who the very first tf2 medic freak was? Comes Sewer Medic, one of the earliest freak in the community. Created back in 2010, Sewer Medic is a red or blue medic with a slightly larger head that roam the sewers of tf2 maps like Turbine or Two Fort. He's extremely territorial, screaming at trespassers to get out device before aggressively attacking. Sewer Medic has inhuman agility, can breathe underwater, and knows his sewer so well that he uses the environment itself against trespassers. His most used ability is basically screaming that can emit explosions or pull objects toward him. Although, once he's out of his sewer or face-to-face with lights, it's over. Do you know who the very first tf2 medic freak was? Comes Sewer Medic, one of the earliest freak in the community. They never logged out 3 episode 2 is out, and my god is there a lot to process. So this episode focuses more into Sniper's POV from the previous video, even showing how he died is because of the phone call. We're then shown a scout being burned with text flickering about a transfer complete. Turns out, there's a secret cult that's possibly behind this whole thing. They admit to making the purple fields that was mentioned in part 2, as it is then said to be holding them in.
So basically the cause of this whole disaster.
Listener then recruits Sniper after saying, "They burned one of us and screamed your name," which means this scout is a member of the cult. But turns out this scout is Ryan and the scout from part 2. Yes, that one crazed survivor. They never logged out 3 episode 2 is out, and The Scratched Universe is a tf2 series, but the game itself is reality. Created by Blackimus, servers are not just matches, they are real places people live in.